Yeah, well, he just came, Roy was very versed in the old Carney way, because Big Ed was. And
Stuff with Roy Welch before. I always thought was pretty cool. Roy was a guy who'd also go into a town and end up in a bar and end up in a shoot match. Challenge somebody to the old gimmick: challenge somebody to arm wrestling match, you lose. Challenge somebody else, you lose. Then get mad and challenge them to a wrestling match, and that's the whole work. Is that's what you want to get them to, and that's where you took the money.
that's right.
Do you have some stories about that?
Yeah, well, he just came, Roy was very versed in the old Carney way, because Big Ed was. And so all of those challenge tricks like that he learned from Big Ed back in those days, where if you were the town champion, you were always doing that because that was the way you were feeding your family. And then
He would show up and he would lose a couple, whatever, like an arm wrestling match or something like that.
yeah, or run a foot race.
Then he would act like he got mad and challenge him to a wrestling match, and everybody thinks, "Oh my God, this guy's going to get killed." Well, that's what he wanted all along. Put all kinds of money on it. He's a shooter. Then he breaks the guy's leg and keeps the money.
Yeah. He'd go to bar. He'd bet a guy, $10 that he could beat him outside in a foot race, and he'd lose the foot race, and he'd come back and go, "Well, I think I can beat you in arm wrestling." And he's, "I'll bet you $15 I can beat you in arm wrestling," and then he'd lose the arm wrestling gig, and then finally he gets to the wrestling match where he kicks the guy's butt and takes all the money.
Now I figured out where I got that. When I was a kid in college or in high school, I'd go over to the college bars over there and I'd challenge college kids. I can get away from you in 30 seconds if you'll buy me a beer. I'll buy you a beer if I can, or I can take you down in 30 seconds. I got drunk every weekend doing that, but that's where that was inbred of me.
Yeah, it's a good old carnival. It's a good old carnival work.
I was working back then, didn't even know it.
Yeah, good old show work, man.
Yeah.
But so in that 1935, 1936, he's just going and finding towns, and he's learning that, okay, I need to find a town that has no wrestling, or the wrestling's not very good, that maybe the promoter is a guy that I can work with and I can send talent in there and I can get a fee from him. Or maybe it's a guy I just want to get rid of and I want to bring my own guy. I want to bring my own guy in, and he would just do that with all of these smaller towns. So the thing to remember here is he doesn't have a big town yet.
Right.
He's got all these small towns that are somewhere between 15 and 20,000 in population. But he's going in there and he's having cards every other week. Wow. And he would eventually go to every week, and he would go to 2 shows a night, and when he would build it up and people would get excited, and he would have a good guy in that town who was connected. And the big key to Roy's success, and later on when it's Nick and Roy, one of the big keys to their success is being connected to the guy in town that knows everybody, that can put the posters out, that can get with the nonprofit group that can be the sponsor, who can sponsor the show, that knows the building guy or can get the building. And that's the whole key to it. And he developed, 8 or 9 guys like that he could count on, who could go promote these towns while he's still working main events. And no one knows he's the promoter.
Most of the time under a mask too, right?
No one knows he's the booker. No one knows he has this talent office. No one knows that. They just know him as the Canadian Wildcat. Wow. And in a lot of cases, he's billing himself as being from Toronto, Canada.
Wow.